Bengals Nation, are you ready for what's coming? This is your host bringing you another fired up edition of Cincinnati Bengals Breakdown. Buckle up, because today's update has a mix of surprising developments and exciting potential for the Bengals franchise. No fluff, no distractions, just pure Bengals talk. But before we dive into today's headlines, do one quick thing that helps this community grow. Hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and smash the bell icon so you never miss breaking Bengals news. Done? Let's roll into it. First up, a big shift inside the Bengals organization. Christian Sarkisian, a longtime Bengals scout, is on his way out. He's taking on a major role as the new general manager at Northwestern. Now, normally, scout departures in the NFL don't make headlines, but with the Bengals, this one matters. Why? Because Sarkisian wasn't just any scout. His eye for talent has helped shape the team's draft boards for years. We'll break down what his exit could mean for Cincinnati's long-term strategy, especially when it comes to player development and future scouting priorities. Inside the Bengals front office, big changes, bigger implications. One of the most underrated but impactful changes for the Cincinnati Bengals this offseason is happening off the field. Veteran scout Christian Sarkisian, a staple in the Bengals personnel department for years, dating all the way back to the Marvin Lewis era, has officially moved on. His departure marks a notable shift in a team that operates with one of the smallest scouting departments in the NFL. Unlike other franchises stacked with layers of evaluators, the Bengals run a tight, hands-on operation. A few scouts, Duke Tobin leading the charge, and a deeply involved ownership group. Sarkisian's exit isn't just another name out the door. It leaves a real gap in Cincinnati's lean, focused front office. In reflecting on his time in Cincinnati, Sarkisian emphasized the rare structure of the Bengals organization. You're with the ownership every day. The focus is simple: win games and be the best at it. He said, "That direct access and broad responsibility are what makes scouting in Cincinnati so unique." He didn't just evaluate talent. He was part of internal strategy, communication planning, and helped implement systems like the Bengals trade value chart, which was put to use in the 2025 NFL Draft. His roots run deep too. He started by helping chart plays during Marvin Lewis's defensive reign and was even part of the early Zach Taylor era, sitting in on crucial hiring meetings alongside Tobin and ownership. But as Sarkisian steps out, a new face steps in. Trey Leonte, an analytics-minded hire who's already on board. Formerly an intern with the Buffalo Bills, Leonte brings a fresh perspective, one grounded in data and statistical modeling. While he's officially titled a scouting research analyst, make no mistake, in the Bengals' tight-knit operation, he'll be doing far more than crunching numbers. With limited staff, everyone wears multiple hats, and Leone will likely find himself deeply embedded in a wide range of scouting decisions. Originally from Lebanon, Ohio, Leone played college football at Stanford before transferring to Miami University in Oxford, giving him not only professional credibility, but local roots Bengals fans can appreciate. New scout, familiar pressure. The Bengals front office evolution. The Bengals front office is once again in motion. With Christian Sarkisian stepping away, Trey Looney steps in, a young, analytics-savvy addition with local Ohio roots and academic ties to both Stanford and Miami University in Oxford. He's not here to fill Sarkisian's shoes exactly, but with such a compact scouting department, every hire counts. And in Cincinnati, Duke Tobin doesn't get many swings, so everyone has to connect. Leonte, who recently interned with the Buffalo Bills, brings fresh eyes and a data-driven approach to talent evaluation. That could signal a slight philosophical shift within a front office known for its traditional hands-on model. But no matter the method, the expectation remains. Evaluate smart, draft smarter, and help build a roster that competes deep into January. With that in mind, it's time to ask, how confident are you in the Bengals scouting department heading into the future? With such a lean team behind the scenes, each move carries weight. Think about it. Rate your confidence level from 1 to 10. Less travel, more focus. The Bengals' 2025 schedule advantage. Now, here's some good news, and it could quietly become a key edge for Cincinnati this year. They'll travel less than any other NFL team in 2025. You read that right. Out of all 32 teams, the Bengals are set to log fewer than 10,000 total travel miles, making them the least traveled team in the league. Compare that to squads like the Chargers and Rams, who'll be flying more than 37,000 miles across the season, and you start to understand the difference this could make in player recovery, prep time, and weekly rhythm. Why is Cincinnati always at the bottom of the travel list? Geography. The AFC North is tightly packed. Road games against Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore barely feel like road games at all. Their longest trip of the season? Miami. That's it. No coast-to-coast fatigue, no long-haul flights across time zones, and it's not a one-time perk either. In 2023, they were dead last in travel miles. In 2024, second to last. This pattern means one thing. Year after year, the Bengals are positioned to keep players fresh, focused, and better prepared than teams crossing the country every week. Will it translate into wins? Time will tell, but it's a quiet factor working in their favor. Closing note, keep an eye on Seth McLaughlin. As we close out this update, one name to watch is Seth McLaughlin. Jeff Hobson over at Bengals.com recently dove into McLaughlin's journey, and there's real potential there. The Bengals believe in his upside, and as preseason rolls around, he could be one of those under-the-radar stories that turns into a critical roster piece down the line spotlight on Seth McLaughlin, a sleeper to watch in Bengals. Camp Seth McLaughlin's path to the NFL might not have come through the draft, but don't let that fool you. This guy can play. Before a devastating Achilles injury, McLaughlin was widely viewed as one of the best centers in college football, and even after the injury, he still walked away with that title. So how did the Bengals land him as an undrafted free agent? Timing, relationships, and location. McLaughlin had interest from multiple NFL teams, but ultimately chose Cincinnati, not just for football reasons, but because he's already made Ohio home. "I love Ohio," McLaughlin said. "After being here for a year and a half now, I just fell in love with the place." Being an hour and a half down the road, it wasn't a hard move. That kind of mindset matters. It means he's already bought in, and in a city like Cincinnati, where culture and chemistry count, that's not a small thing. What others are saying. Veteran strength coach Mickey Marotti, who's worked with elite talent including Joe Burrow, had high praise for McLaughlin's mentality and locker room fit. He just knows how to play the game. Great personality. He's got a little bit of Joe in him. Their humor is similar. Dry, sharp. I think he'll fit right in. That locker room fit could become a competitive edge as McLaughlin gears up for what could be one of the more interesting battles of Bengals camp. The center showdown, McLaughlin versus Matt Lee. Now the question becomes, can he crack the final roster? The Bengals' offensive line is deep, but there's a brewing competition that could turn heads. Matt Lee, a late-round pick out of Miami, is widely considered a future replacement for Ted Karras. But don't sleep on McLaughlin. Both players will be gunning for depth spots at center, and both bring different skill sets. Lee has been groomed through the draft pipeline, but McLaughlin has already proven he can overcome adversity and dominate when healthy. The Achilles injury could slow him early, but his goal is to be full go by training camp. If that happens, expect a tough, physical, and gritty competition, one that could very well end with McLaughlin earning a roster spot, or more. Why the Bengals should bet on McLaughlin Cincinnati doesn't carry a massive scouting department. Every signing, every evaluation matters. And while McLaughlin is technically a UDFA, the potential reward here is massive. Whether he lands on the practice squad or makes the 53-man roster, this is a player other teams are watching. If the Bengals don't make room for him, someone else will. And if they do, they may have just found a future starter for free.